Welcome, beloved listeners, to another soul-stirring episode of our podcast, where we seek to uncover the divine truths woven into stories that touch the heart. Today, we're diving into The Perfect Opportunity, an episode from Season 2 of The Chosen. Jess, this one's a masterpiece, isn't it? It blends personal pain, political fire, and spiritual awakening in a way that feels like a call to reflect on our own faith journeys.
Absolutely, Jake. It's like a mirror held up to our own struggles and hopes. Our mission today is to unpack this episode's treasures, drawing from reviews, analyses, and study guides to guide our listeners toward a deeper connection with the teachings of faith. We'll explore Jesse's despair, Simon the Zealot's rebellion, and the radical love of Jesus that transforms them both. Let's start with Jesse's story, shall we?
Jesse's journey, from despair to divine healing. Let's set the scene. The episode opens with a heart-wrenching montage of Jesse, a man paralyzed for 38 years after a childhood fall from a tree. We see him as a boy full of life, playing with his brother Simon. But then, tragedy strikes. A spinal injury steals his legs, and over time his world crumbles. His parents pass, friends fade, and even Simon leaves. Jess, what does this tell us about the weight of suffering?
Oh, Jake, it's crushing. That montage shows Jesse's descent into isolation, dirty, bearded, a shadow of himself by the Pool of Bethesda. It's not just his body that's broken, it's his spirit. Yet isn't that so human? When life beats us down, we can feel abandoned, clinging to whatever shred of hope we have left. Jesse's at that pool, believing an angel stirs the water to heal the first person in, but he's always pushed aside, trampled. It's like he's trapped in a cycle of deferred hope.
Exactly. And there's a lesson here, isn't there? As a teacher of faith, I'd say Jesse's story asks us to look at our own pools, those places or habits we turn to for healing, even when they fail us. The Pool of Bethesda, with its supposed angel stirring, is called a superstition by John, one of Jesus' disciples. Simon Peter even hints at its pagan roots, tied to old Phoenician and Greek gods. It's a false hope, yet Jesse clings to it. Why do you think we do that, Jess?
It's fear, Jake. Fear of letting go of the familiar, even if it's not working. But then Jesus enters and everything shifts. He walks up to Jesse and asks, "Do you want to be healed?" Jesse, stuck in his old mindset, thinks Jesus means getting him into the water. But Jesus says, "You don't need this pool. You only need me." That's the heart of faith, trusting the one who sees our pain, not the rituals we lean on. Jesus tells him, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." That mat, Jake, it's more than a prop, right?
Oh, absolutely. That mat is Jesse's whole identity. 38 years of paralysis, despair, and dependence. When Peter says, "Don't forget your bed, you're not coming back here," it's a command to leave that old life behind. It's a total transformation, body and soul. As a mentor, I'd say this teaches us that true healing isn't just fixing what's broken. It's embracing a new way of being, rooted in faith. But this miracle happens on the Sabbath, stirring up trouble. Let's talk about that conflict later. First, let's shift to Simon, Jesse's brother.
Simon the Zealot. Rebellion and redemption. Simon's story is a stark contrast, isn't it? He's Jesse's older brother, his caretaker in their youth, but Roman oppression and Jesse's suffering drain his hope. He feels it's been stolen, so he joins the Zealots, a group plotting violent rebellion to free Israel. Jake, what's driving Simon here? Is it just anger or something deeper?
It's both, Jess. Simon's pain is personal, his brother's paralysis, Rome's iron grip. He writes Jesse a note, quoting Zephaniah, "When you stand on 2 feet, I'll know the Messiah has come. I'll fight for Zion to see that day." That's his fuel, hope for Jesse's healing, tied to a fierce belief that he must cleanse Israel through violence. He quotes Exodus 22:20, "Whoever sacrifices to other gods shall be devoted to destruction," and twists Ecclesiastes 3:3, a time to kill and a time to heal. His zeal, rooted in Psalm 69:9, "Zeal for your house has consumed me," makes him a capital Z zealot.
That's intense. The show calls the Zealots a libertarian group serving no Lord but God, but it takes some creative license. Historians like Josephus say the Zealots formed later, and Simon's fourth philosophy label feels like a nod to that, not a real self-description. Still, it works. Simon's training as an assassin, targeting a Roman magistrate named Rufus, it's all driven by this mix of faith and fury. But he's being watched by Atticus Aemilius, a Roman elite investigator. Tell us about that cat and mouse game, Jake.
Atticus is chilling. A cohortes urbanae, like Rome's secret police. He's not just after an arrest. He wants to kill Simon during the assassination to crush the zealot's spirit, avoiding a martyr's tale. It's brutal pragmatism. Simon's planning to strike Rufus at a restaurant after Shabbat during Sukkot. That festival's a perfect backdrop, isn't it? Let's pause there and explore Sukkot's role before we hit the big reunion. Sukkot, a season of dependence and hope. Jess, Sukkot's so rich here. It's a 7-day Jewish pilgrimage festival, one of the big three, where men travel to Jerusalem. It celebrates the autumn harvest, but also commemorates Israel's 40 years wandering in the desert, living in sukkahs, temporary shelters, as a reminder of God's provision. We see Jesus and his disciples building a sukkah, and Mary, his mother, makes this playful remark about knowing a thing or two about impossible prophecies. It's a wink at God's bigger plan, Jess.
It really is. Sukkot grounds the episode in this idea of dependence on God, which mirrors Jesse's need for healing and Simon's search for hope. It's no accident Simon's in Jerusalem for Sukkot, balancing his assassination plot with a visit to Jesse at the pool. That visit's tense. Jesse feels abandoned. Simon's embarrassed to see his brother at what he calls a pagan cult site. It shows their broken bond, but it sets the stage for something miraculous. Let's get to that pivotal moment.
Stirring the waters, a lesson for us all. One moment stands out. Matthew asks Jesus why he didn't wait till after the Sabbath to heal Jesse. Jesus says, sometimes you gotta stir up the water. That's deliberate, Jess. The Pharisees clung to oral traditions like no carrying on the Sabbath, but Jesus prioritizes compassion over rules. It's a challenge to the status quo, showing that God's heart is about love, not rigid rituals. As teachers of faith, we'd ask, what traditions do we hold too tightly? What pools do we sit by, hoping for healing, when Jesus is saying, you only need me?
That's the lesson, Jake. Like Jesse, we can get stuck in broken places, and like Simon, we can chase misguided solutions. But faith invites us to let go, to trust the one who sees us. This episode asks us to reflect. What's our pool of Bethesda? What would it take to let our waters be stirred by God's unexpected truth? Listeners, carry that question with you. Let it deepen your walk with faith.
Amen, Jess. Let's leave it there with hearts open to transformation. Thank you so much for joining us in this incredible deep dive. Keep those questions coming, keep analyzing, keep diving deep, and most importantly, keep watching. Until next time.